The Mona Lisa has a price tag of over $1 billion as of now. How did it get so expensive? Well, after a research I did, I came up with 4 major reasons that must have made the Mona Lisa so valuable. But before I highlight the points, let us first get a better understanding of the whole story. So I divided this video into 3 parts to bring out the concept more efficiently. For the first part, I'm going to focus more on the backstory of the painter. For the second part, I will give a brief history of the Mona Lisa portrait itself. And finally, I will break down my points one by one. Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452 in Tuscany, which is now modern-day Italy. He never received any formal education beyond reading and writing, but his passion for art was greatly noticeable at a young age. At the age of 20, he was offered a membership at the Painters Guild of Florence, but he remained with Andrea, who was an Italian painter and sculptor introduced to him by his father to sharpen his skills further. Da Vinci began his first commissioned work at around 1482, where he painted the Adoration of Magi for a church, but he never completed the piece though, as he relocated to Milan to work for Sforza clan as a sculptor, painter, architect and designer for court festivals. It was at this time in Milan where he established his artwork, completing some of the famous paintings and sculptures we know of today. These include Virgin of the Works, Portrait of a Musician, Lady with Armor in the Last Supper and Mona Lisa, which is our main area of concern. The Mona Lisa is also known as the portrait of Lisa Gherardini, who was a wife to a nobleman. Da Vinci is believed to have started painting the portrait in 1503, working on it for not less than 10 years. He died in 2nd May 1519, leaving the painting behind in his studio. The portrait quickly became controversial due to its mysterious nature. The painting composes of a woman's half body in a sitting posture whose position turns towards the viewer's direction. Leonardo da Vinci also depicted his skills through the use of sfumato technique, which allows tones and colors to shade gradually into one another, producing softened outlines. The King of France by then, King Francis I, acquired the painting and made it a part of royal collection. For years, it hung on the walls of the palace until 1787 during the French Revolution, when it was declared as property of the peoples, hence taken to the Louvre Museum. The Mona Lisa had already made a name for itself, as even books about it had already been published and read worldwide. Due to its popularity. That drives us to our first point. The Mona Lisa has become the most popular piece of art in recent and past times, hence capturing the interest from a lot of historians and other interested parties. Normally, demand has a direct effect on the value of a product, especially if it goes high. This is one of the major reasons that has made the portrait's price to skyrocket. As it is evident, Leonardo da Vinci was one of the most recognized and well-known artists in this field. I mean, considering this, who wouldn't want to have a piece of art worked on by da Vinci himself? For instance, products from a well-known brand become much more expensive than the generic ones. Da Vinci was a big brand by himself, which adds value to the Mona Lisa. Before we get to the last point, I would like to remind you that if you find this video interesting and informative in any way, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so that you may never miss any video I upload. Also, don't forget to share the video with your friends. Another factor I find influential on the value of Mona Lisa is time. For some reason, the older art gets, the more valuable it becomes. And since the piece is 6 centuries old, you can now get a revelation of where the $1 billion price tag is coming from.